Hello and welcome to In Focus. I'm your host, Yesenia Taveras. Have you heard of Afrose Art? The company is inspiring men, women, and children of color to embrace their natural curls and the skin that they're in through art. One night, Meagan Farrare had a dream of a girl with an afro and expressed to her sister, Elon Jeffcoat, how she thought it would be cool to make an afro out of roses. That's right, roses. Within no time, the two sisters birthed the company Afrose Art. Afrose is more than a business. It's a bond between sisters helping others create timeless art that captures their story. The creativity, the relentless attention to detail, and the love that this duo pours into each piece leaves their customers speechless, as these are roses of a lifetime that tell a story. Meagan and Elon join us now. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you for coming.
I'm so excited.
Yes. I'm very excited about this. When I started exploring the pieces online, I was just amazed by the creativity of it and the attention to detail. I mean, This is amazing. And we have your pieces all here on the set and behind you. It's beautiful. It's popping color in here.
It is. Afrose is, like you said, it was a dream. You know, as women of faith, we always pray for, like, God to give us that creative idea or that witty invention. And, you know, you have that prayer for years and you never really think that it's actually going to happen. To literally have a dream of an afro, and neither one of us have, like, true afros. And the next morning, I said, that would be dope to make a afro out of a rose. And, I mean, within 20 minutes, we were in Walmart finding all the items that we needed to put the piece together.
Yes, take us back to this moment. So you guys were just relaxing, talking to each other.
It was a typical, was it a Saturday?
It was Saturday. It was a day. She presented the idea after she had the dream. I jumped off the couch immediately. I was like, let's do it. And we got up and we ran out to Walmart, bought the stuff, bought the supplies, and we immediately started working there.
And the great thing that I love about this story, not only did you have a dream and then you executed your vision, but you sold your first two pieces like that.
Immediately. We worked on that piece the entire day. And when we got done, it was probably close to like 1 a.m. And we both take care of my grandmother who lives with us as well. And so she was downstairs and she said, you're not allowed to put this on the internet. Like, this piece is mine. And we were like, well, we'll make you another one. And she was adamant about we were not allowed to sell that because this was hers. And she literally bought another piece about 2 weeks later.
Wow, she's pouring that seed right into
right back into us. It was amazing just to see how it just reciprocated.
So talk to us about the process. Take us to the beginning, like that day you started making these. What does it take? Like, what are some of the materials you buy? How does this all begin?
Wow. It's a lengthy process.
Yes.
It's not something that is
an overnight
thing. Definitely not. So we start with a blank canvas. We figure out what kind of background color scheme that we would like to create. So one of us will paint it. The next is we're actually individually hand cutting and swirling the roses. So they actually print out in like a little disc shape.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we take a tool, like what's in my hand right here, and we actually twirl it and all the way up.
That takes time.
It does.
Yes.
It takes us about 8 hours to do a piece, to roll the roses for a piece about a little bit smaller than this.
Wow.
And then it takes about 3 hours to actually piece the roses in. And we want to make sure it's very tight knit so it looks like a person. Yes. So it takes, and the hair, we always do layers of the hair. So as you can see, it's 3D. Because our hair is 3D. No strand is ever going to be
flat.
It's never
you have flyaways, even when you try to make it flat.
you do, all that you do to your hair. So we wanted to really emphasize, the curly hair movement and natural hair is kind of taking the world by storm right now.
Yes.
And so we wanted to teach the young girls as well as women to embrace every day is not going to be the same when it comes to your hair. So one of our slogans is no curl and no rose petal is ever the same.
Wow. Amazing. So take us to that identity. One thing that I loved about this creativity is that it's helping young girls identify themselves with what they see, because we don't get a lot of that in, let's face it, in our media.
Yes.
We're starting to see that in some movies now and some shows. But I remember when I was growing up, it was really hard to find someone that looked like me on TV.
Yes.
And here, you're creating this art that is not only touchable, they can see it, they can put it in their room, they can identify that I look just as beautiful, that I am beautiful.
Yes.
So talk to us about that. Like, did you guys go through any challenges in your life with your ethnicity, with your natural hair? I mean, I have my hair straight today, but I've been wearing it natural all summer, all throughout the year.
Yes.
Because you just get to that point where you're just like, I just want to be natural and just leave it alone and just let it do what it does. Talk to us about your experiences with leaving your hair natural and what it means to make sure that you cross this image with the younger generation and make sure that they feel beautiful and they're confident in their own skin.
Definitely. You want me to go first?
Yeah, sure, you can.
So I think for me, I think my story is just a little bit different. We have the same mother, we have different fathers. So I am half Puerto Rican and I'm half African American. And so because of that, growing up, it's almost like I didn't fit in with any of the crowds. I was not black enough for the black girls, and I wasn't Puerto Rican enough for the Puerto Rican girls. So it kind of made me wonder, like, where do I fit in and how do I identify? It almost put me through like an identity crisis of who am I really? Growing up, my entire family that I was predominantly with was African American, so that's who I identified with.
Right.
And then having to, learn the other side of my family, and it just was it was a constant struggle. And so with curly hair, it doesn't matter what kind of race you are, what race you are. You all have different hair, and we all have to embrace that. So with afros, it kind of highlights we're all different, but we're all beautiful. And so I love that. I love that it promotes your individual beauty.
Yes. And thank you for sharing that experience, because my daughter's the same mix, and she's got some Dominican in her too, but she's going through that at 9 years old, that identity of which friends do I cater towards more, the African American side or the Latino side? And a lot of kids, now that we're all multicultural, the United States is like a melting pot. Everyone's part of it.
Is.
And so this is not just something you're going through. It's national. It's international. It's a big problem, because we want to feel inclusive. And for some reason, hair cannot make you feel inclusive. The skin, the color of your skin doesn't make you inclusive. Talk to us about your experience, Elon.
My experience is a little different. I attended college and I dyed my hair blonde, and it just immediately just stripped my hair. And I was like, I'm not going through this. I'm going to cut my hair so that I can embrace my beauty for who I am, and forcing people to accept me for who I am and what I am. So cutting my hair off, starting all over, and bringing people along on my journey, and this helps me embrace, the natural curls and bring people in on really who I am. So.
And was this recently? How old were you when you cut it all off?
March.
Wow, recently. Okay, wonderful. Yes. So how has the journey been? Because there's more women who go through this.
Yes. Well, it started off, it was an emotional wreck.
Okay, that's what we want to hear. We got to get the realness out.
I came to my sister. I was like, I want to cut it off. She was like, go grab the scissors. So we run upstairs, grab the scissors, come back downstairs, and she cut one piece, and all I heard was snip. And the tears started rolling. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was just crying from there. And then after that, I just learned to love myself. And it's just amazing, just loving yourself, getting to love yourself for who you are. And it's been a journey, but it's been amazing.
Definitely.
And it's so good that you touched on that, because people think like hair is just hair, but no, it's when you strip yourself from that. Like if just everyone would think, let's just cut all our hair off and go bald, especially women.
Definitely.
It's a big part of who we are. We spend hours on what we look like in this society. And for you to go through that journey, I'm pretty sure you went through some, not only spiritual growth, just maturity into just who you are as a person, finding your purpose and understanding that it's more internal than external.
Yes.
Yes.
I think we all have did a big chop. Most of the women in our family have done a big chop. So I donated my hair a couple years ago to a girl with cancer. My daughter, who is 10. She did a big chop last year. She walked into my room and was like, I want to start over. I want to embrace my curls. And so to see Elon come on the journey with us, and it makes us really love afros, because that's what we're all about, embracing who you are without the stipulations that society puts on what a woman is supposed to look like, how she's supposed to have her hair or conduct herself. It's embracing who God made you to be.
That's right. And what I love about what the two of you are doing with Afrose Art, you've also moved into the male sector. So you're not only focusing on young girls and women, you have young boys. I mean, this is beautiful. I mean, just
this is our Fresh Prince.
This is your Fresh Prince? Yes. He is fresh. He's got his earring in there, his bling bling with his I mean, this takes a lot of time to just come up with this image and this creativity, and it looks so real. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of us who can identify with this era of that time, and a friend who had the same haircut and things of that nature.
Because hair is, even with guys, it's starting to become like a big thing. They're really embracing that they have hair and they're doing stuff with it, curls, different things. So this
Talk to us about this one.
So this is our rendition of Will Smith back when he was in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
So he has the overalls, because you remember Will Smith always wore his pants. One of it was unsnapped.
Yes.
And he was just kind of, he was going through
Go ahead.
He was going through a different change, having to come to Philadelphia. So it was almost like it was him trying to fit in where he hadn't been. It was a new world, a new realm of family. And I think that all of us, we go through periods where we have to adapt to different things. So this kind of just showcased his ability to be resilient.
And how important, like, not only is the piece unique in its own self, but you make sure even with the clothes and the accessory that it identifies with that uniqueness. Talk to us about that part of your art.
So initially they didn't have ears and they didn't have earrings. And so we were looking at one of the pieces that we made and we're like, something's missing. Something is missing. And we were just sitting and looking at it, and then Elon says earrings. And I was like, that's it.
Our pieces are evolving, honestly.
And you know, as girls growing up, my mom would always say, like, a lady never leaves the house without earrings.
That's
true.
So
that was like
earrings
our
or
thing.
makeup, right?
Yes. We always check in for our earrings. And so from there we were like, you know what? Women love jewelry. We have to embrace that as well within women. And you know, it kind of just, it's surprising to us how much the earrings bring out the rest of the piece.
Yes, bring this one up here. With this one has the earrings on it, and this is just beautiful. I love the color red that you picked too here. So and are these real earrings?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're actually real earrings that we kind of cut down to make them fit inside the roses. And this one we wanted to showcase like the redheads.
Okay.
You know how they don't have a lot of TV exposure, I think.
No.
And so there are a lot of women out there that have red hair, the sandy color. And so if you look closely, it is two-toned. It's because your hair is all different colors throughout it.
Yes.
And so we wanted to embrace that, and we wanted to embrace that, sometimes we feel like we have to tame our hair to fit into society. And we just like, you know what? No, big hair is in. Wear it however you want to wear it. So. And
how important is it to make sure that you are doing that with your artwork? Because one thing I know is that each piece is not the same.
No.
And so I'm pretty sure I love art. Okay. I've always been artistic. I love going to museums. I love seeing art. But this thing right here is like, when you look at it, I want it. So if someone's like, can I have one too? What do you do with that? Like, how do you deal with that? Do you just come up with a different creative look for that person, for that customer, so that way it can identify with their journey in their life and what they're going through?
We definitely give them the option. So what are some of the things that they can, go ahead.
Definitely, one of the things that's important to us is getting to know the customer. It's not just about business and selling. It's about having that one-on-one relationship with the customer, saying, okay, what are you looking for in this portrait? What are you looking for it to say? Would you like anything on it? It's all about the one-on-one relationship, getting to know what they really want so that we can bring their bespoke piece alive. So
definitely, because with the conversation, when you get to know a person, this is like timeless art. And if it's in your room, if it's in your house, if it's in your office, it's going to be a conversation piece when anyone walks in. So we want it to be your favorite conversation to tell or to talk about. And so we have to know you in order to be able to produce that.
And I've seen so many, just even on social media, so many different photos of like all these different type of pieces that you create. From the beginning, there was just like this video where you guys just went right into it and started creating it. This is beautiful. You have a crown. You know, that's so huge in our ethnicity is wear your crown. Talk to us about this.
This was actually our very first piece that my grandmother
she kept. Okay, this is off the market.
But we can make you one similar. So this was the dream that I had, and if you look closely, like some of the roses are bigger, some of them are smaller. It just really embraces just our hair as a whole.
That's wonderful. I'm just going back to those roses. I cannot believe how intricate and in detail you are and how long it takes to do those. And the beautiful thing for those who don't know, you created one for Wendy Williams from the Wendy Williams show. And it went on Facebook and she was talking about it. Talk to us about this. Talk to us about this experience. First of all, how did you even come up with the idea to create one for her?
So Wendy Williams has an after show on her YouTube channel. And if you ever watch it, she loves art. Like her office is decked out. I mean, every type of piece of art, every type of bling, it's all there. And one of my husband's coworkers said, you know, you guys should make Wendy Williams a piece. Like, she would love it because she loves art. So we know that she had a really rough year with things that were going on in her personal life. And she was just about to get her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And so we were like, this will be a great opportunity. So again, we just got to work, started rolling roses. I actually reached out to the show via email. 2 hours later, they had ticket dates and times for us to come to deliver it in person. And so it was an awesome experience. New York, I mean, we had a ball in New York. And then the very next week, she actually placed it on her show, her after show.
Could the two of you talk to us, though, about that leap of faith? Because here you are, two women in Delaware, you know, the first state. Some people are like, where's Delaware? They still don't know their first state in our country. And you're taking the initiative to create something this powerful and taking it to Wendy Williams herself.
It definitely was a leap of faith.
It's all about embracing risk. Just going out, stepping out, and saying, I'm going to do it, and not knowing what the outcome of the situation. So just embracing it, being comfortable with taking risk.
Yeah, definitely. It is a risk taker to actually travel out of state, go, and what if she doesn't like it? But in our mind, I can't focus on what someone else. I just know that it's a seed. It's a seed. And that's what we truly believe, that, you know what, if wherever our pieces are, they are a beacon of hope and a token of peace in the atmosphere that they're in. So.
And I want to share with our viewers how entrepreneurship is really from the heart, and you can start from anywhere. People always think, I need $50,000 to start up, and how am I going to get a loan, and how am I going to get a grant, and my credit's not good, and oh my gosh, I lost my car, I'm losing my house, like, I can't start. But you guys just started right away. And you're doing this from the inside of your house? Talk to us about that, working as sisters and doing this from home. Because we can have some sibling rivalry sometimes.
We actually get along very well.
That's wonderful.
We're 13 years apart. And so, my sister knows me very well. We know each other very well. So we know our strengths and our weaknesses. So a typical day, we wear a lot of hats. We're both in ministry. We both take care of our grandmother. I have two very young children. And so the house is crazy. So we get up, take one to school, come back, and we got the little ones, and we're rolling flowers in the kitchen with a 2-year-old, a 1-year-old, making sure my mom had breakfast, she have her medicine, or do we have anywhere else to go, making sure dinner's done by the time, you know, everybody else comes home. So but when you love what you do, you make time for it. It's all about balance. It's all about what you're passionate about, and it almost is like this is our seed to other people. And now talk to us about the homes that your art have been going to. Is this throughout the United States? So we have a couple. We have Wendy Williams in New York, and then a good friend of mine is the owner of Dare to Have Hair, and immediately she embraced our art, and she has her daughter. She wanted us to make a huge piece for their room, so that was our biggest piece.
It's about 4 feet.
Yeah, it's about 4 feet
wide. You did one 4 feet.
Yes. It took a very long time.
I can imagine. The artwork that goes into that.
And it's funny because afterwards, when we got done, I ran upstairs to show my husband the finished product, and he literally got teary-eyed. He was like, I've never seen something so beautiful. So it was in that moment that made us, it just kind of resonated within us that like we're up to something.
Yeah, this is your purpose. You got a purpose here. It might not be your only one since you're so multi-talented. But I did want to ask, were you always artistic? Because this is beautiful. This looks like you might have been doing this for years, but talk to us.
That is the funniest question because neither of us are artistic.
Never.
Like,
you
can't draw. We can't draw. I don't even think I have neat handwriting.
No.
Wow.
I mean, I can do a good stick figure, and that's about it. But I don't know where
this just comes from the mind, and you deliver it right into your hands, and you just start creating what you visually see inside?
Definitely. So I'll get like the hair. We start out with one layer for the hair, and I'm putting all the roses close together. And then it's like more so like, oh, let's put a curl here, or let's put a rose here. And it's just really flowing for, and she'll say, well, I think one needs to go here. It's just really just looking at it and kind of making it realistic as we possibly can.
Beautiful. And one thing that I love even about your business name, Afrose, but instead of just the S, it's S-E because of the rose and the Afros. Why were you so particular in making sure that you picked roses?
Actually, the roses came from, a friend of mine had moved into a home, and so she wanted some decor for her daughter's bedroom. So I had made her a shadow box with the roses that way. And that's how the rose came about. What we love about the rose is, that like we said, no curl is ever the same, and no rose petal is ever the same.
Right.
So the rose kind of embraced our uniqueness. And it's a forever rose. Roses die.
Yes.
They don't last too long, but these roses last forever. So it's like they're perfectly bloomed, and you can look at them 20 years down the line. They might be a little bit dusty, but other than that, they're still alive.
I'm so glad you said that, because if I'm ever in a relationship, I always talk about, give me fake flowers. And they're like, what? I'm like, because I just love flowers, and they can last forever. And you can put them in as accessories in your house, meditation rooms. Like, this is beautiful. But talk to us about you. Like, have you ever created one for yourselves? You're doing so many for so many others. Have you ever thought about creating one for yourselves?
No, we haven't.
No? Why not? Having your own room for your kids?
I think it's more so we've been so busy with others.
Yeah.
I mean, immediately the influx of orders and things like that kind of took off immediately. And so from there, I don't think we've had a time where we could just sit down and...
We've had pieces where we're like, oh, I want to keep that one, but I got to give it away.
Because somebody purchased it.
Right.
But
I think that would be a great opportunity. Like, if you actually did one for her, and then you did one for her.
That would be a good
And that
idea.
could be like a display just for the two, and how you guys started and became a partner into this business.
Definitely.
That'd be something to think
I
about.
think she's onto something.
Now, I honestly love every single piece. I've seen so many through,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just your website, social media. I love every piece that you do. Have you ever thought about transitioning over to other ethnicities? Because even though we go through a lot, right, as Black and brown women, there are still girls who are not in our ethnicity that go through their own image identity problems. And mentally think that they're not beautiful enough because they don't look like the woman they see on TV. So have you ever thought about like crossing over to other ethnicities? And it could be anything. It could be Chinese girls, it could be Caucasian girls, it could just be any other ethnicity, but just making their roses like the color of their hair. Have you ever thought about branching over?
So
this one was actually inspired by a Hispanic woman.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
She has a red fro.
Yes, nice.
So-
Latinas, we do wear big earrings, so you got on point with that one.
yeah, so Afro is all about just people. It's not really catered just to African American, one demographic of people. So another piece that we did was for Winnie Harlow, and she has vitiligo. So the piece really it really embraced her spots. And so it's more so everyone has their own unique beauty, and it would be different. You know, we wouldn't have so many roses all clumped together, but we could. We tell people, if you send us a picture, we can make it happen.
That's beautiful. That's what we love to hear.
Yeah.
You're making everyone be beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful. So what is next for you, the two of you, in regards to this art and where your business is going? What else have you thought about? What's in the future for you guys?
We definitely want to do a 6-foot piece.
Yes.
That's like our dream. Like
I gotta be there for that. We need to get a video of that.
Yes.
For a wedding?
Like a wedding. Like a bride, like a full-length bride that really shows off her curves with an actual real veil that comes over the roses, and that at some point throughout the ceremony they can flip it back. So that's like our dream. We've been
Coming
talking
soon.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And now for all those girls who are watching, the women who are watching, and the young men and grown men that you're actually supporting with these art pieces, what would you like to share with them or say to them in regards to knowing that they're beautiful even if they have a piece of art like this or not, and just being comfortable in the skin that they're in and rocking their natural hair?
Yeah, you want to go?
You can go.
So I think that the great thing about God is that he made us all individual, and it's learning to embrace the quirks that you have. You may not like every feature that you have. You may not like everything, your voice, your tone, your skin tone, but you were made in the image of him, and you have to learn to embrace it and do what you were called to do. And so it's more so bringing the inner beauty. If you notice, none of our afros have faces. I don't want you to focus on what your face looks like or what your lips look like or how big your nose is. I want you to just focus on, I'm beautiful.
Yes, that's a powerful message. Whew, that resonated with me. That resonated with me. Elon, did you want to share your thoughts?
I mean, just to piggyback off of what she said, just embracing you and who you are, getting to love you, your inner beauty first.
Yes.
Learning who you are inside. I mean, that's very important.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's something that I had to do to get me to this point. So just embracing your inner beauty and then focusing on the outward.
And that's what I love about the Afrose Art, because you know, we go through all this every single day, competition at work, it could be in the home, sibling rivalry, you know, the oldest gets more attention than the youngest or vice versa. But here you're just really trying to get that message out. Everyone's unique and everyone is beautiful in their own way. And that's a powerful message.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank
Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us today on this episode of In Focus. I might have to come and reach out to you guys, 'cause I want to take one home, but I know it probably belongs to someone else. I mean, we have beautiful ones in the back here too for children. Oh, do you have one back there real quick before we leave? Does that say "Stop Killing"?
Yeah, stop killing us.
Stop killing us. It's a piece for our young African American boys, just kind of highlighting that, you know, stop killing us. We spread a statistic. A statistic that said that 1 in 1,000 black men and boys would be killed at the hands of police. And so it's really just to educate the society that we're not all dangerous, we're not all aggressive. It's just really working through our differences and having a good understanding of one another.
Wonderful. And so how important is it to make sure that you are part of this message? Because as we know, with all the killings that's been going on within the last couple of years, this is a big topic.
It is. I have 2 sons, and I want my kids to grow up and really fulfill all that God has for them. And so it's really important to me, because I want them to understand that you have to respect the police, and there are certain ways that you handle difficult situations. But I also want police and everyone to know that you don't have to kill us to rectify a situation. There's ways to de-escalate tough situations.
And what are your thoughts, Elon? Because you know, crime is big in every city in our country, and here you're making a powerful statement.
Yes, I mean, like you said, crime is big, and men have beauty issues as well, getting to love themselves as well. So this piece, it honestly speaks for ourselves. Stop killing us, get to know us, and just approach situations different. There's different ways to get to the bottom of something.
Wonderful. This is amazing. Well, thank you so much. I'm pretty sure after today you're going to get a lot of people calling you, calling and reaching out to you. I know I will be, and I have a couple of cousins who will be.
I'm excited.
But thank you for really just bringing color to not only our set, but to the identity and the life of so many people who are struggling with being comfortable in their own skin, rocking their natural hair, and you brought that attention to this.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, and best of luck in everything, because I know I see this just going big.
Thank you.
And on behalf of all of us here at Channel 22, WITN 22, we'd like to take this opportunity to tell you thank you so much for watching this episode of In Focus. I've been your host, Yesenia Taveras. Have a great day.